Hey everybody, it's the boss lady here, coming to you with Talk About It Tuesday. I was trying to figure out a topic for today, and I actually got confirmation 4:30 this morning. So I'm thankful for that. The lighting is going to go in and out because I'm on the porch, and so the sun is shining as you can see, but then it goes behind the clouds and the trees, so it'll go up and down, but we're going to rock with it anyway. Okay, so my topic for today is insecurity, or insecurities, I should say, because some people have more than one. Now, how I've been raised and how I was taught, we all have at least one gift. Whether it's the gift of gab, gift of singing, gift of preaching, gift of decorating, gift of, money management, we all have one gift. But also, we all have one insecurity, at least one, could be more. I want to focus not on the gifts, but more on the insecurities because I've been talking with a bunch of people. I have been dealing with it myself, where people are insecure about certain things, whether it's disfigurement of their body, whether it's kinky hair, straight hair, whether it's plus size or skinny, whether you live in a suburb or the city. Whether you have a BMW or, I don't know, a Pinto. I was trying to think of a car. Everybody has at least one insecurity. And I'm not so much thinking of just things. I don't want you just to focus on the things. But that's where a lot of the focus is things these days. A lot of people are, they're talking about, well, I have this and I have that, and I got a 5-bedroom, I got a 6-bathroom, I got, 200, 300 square feet footage or whatever house, or, I'm driving a Mercedes, or, I got weave down here, stuff. Everybody's kind of dealing with things. I'm carrying a Coach purse or a Michael Kors, you're carrying Target Special, stuff like that. But people need to look past that material and look deeper, because if someone is digging towards you, that's because they're trying to get the dig off of them. And I know that all too well, all too personal, because it has been done to me in my adult life. Not, and it's weird because when you're an adult, people don't necessarily say bullying. They'll just say, people just having difference of opinion. Yes and no. But I have dealt with that in my adult life. I still call it bullying. I don't care what anybody say. But, where a person would, well, I have this and I have that and you don't have this and you don't have that. Where do you live? Oh my God, I've heard on the news and this and that. That type of stuff. And I'm like, really? Because where I live, I have the best of both worlds. My house is on the city block, but you cross the street over, that's the suburb. So I have the best of both worlds. I have a quiet neighborhood. I don't have drugs in my neighborhood. I don't have gangs in my neighborhood. I do have a rental property that is a problem, but we are working on that as a collective homeowner block, because we are 95% homeowners on my block. So if there's a renter that is not about business, yes, we're going to deal with that. But just because my house is not as big or extravagant or whatever, really? I mean, that's a reason to discredit a person. That's not okay. But people do that all day, every day. And I'm just like, you know what? Maybe you're not the one to be in my circle. And Miss Peanut was the one who asked the question. She said, Mommy, if a person is saying this and saying that and saying this and saying that, and it's making you upset, is that a friend? And when she asked me that, at first I was like, how come you get in grown folks' business? But then I thought about it. Children imitate and emulate what they see their parents do. And if I want her to choose great people to be in her circle, great people to be her friends, I need to do the same. So, I had to do some cleanup. And I did. I did a whole lot of cleanup this last year being on YouTube. And of course, a lot of people, they talk bad about, oh, why are you on YouTube? And, well, what's your YouTube channel? You're not getting it. I'm sorry. No, That's not another way for you to try to dig at me We're going to just keep it moving. You go your way, I go mine. Cool. So, but insecurity wise, prior to me getting on YouTube and coming into my own and doing my own thing, the words that this person would say to me, it bothered me. It bothered me so much that I would, talk to boss man. Of course, boss man, I'll put it this way. Boss man don't like nobody. It don't matter if it's a friend of mine or baby girl dating somebody. He don't like nobody. He's like, nope, not the one. Just move along. He don't even like the baby's friends. He don't like nobody. But, so he had some things to say. And I'm like, that's not cool. Don't say those type of things. And then I would even ask him about, some of his friends. Is that really a true friend of yours? Stuff like that. So we had our own little tit for tat. But, I did listen. I did hear him. And I did listen and hear my baby. And, and I sat back and I thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, that person is not a true friend. They are an associate. And it's time for them to exit. So we did that. But prior to the exiting, some things that the person would say would hurt my feelings. Or, make me question myself. Make me, question if what I'm doing is A-okay or, whatever. And so I got to the point where that's when I kind of got into the YouTube watching other videos. I mean, I always kind of watch YouTube, but never really got into it. But then last year in January, and that was 4 months before I started my channel, my live channel, that is, I started watching the ladies and stuff, and I was like, I could do that. It was just a matter of turning on the light bulb or turning on the switch for me to, come into my own. And so, over this year, I have came into my own so much, and I'm just like, oh my gosh. And then people are like, oh my God, I didn't know you had that in you. And I'm like, I didn't either. It's like a bear woke up or something. I don't know. But this particular person who was, digging at me, if I, they would call me and what were you doing? And I was just, I wouldn't, how people they say stuff just to get a rise out of you. That's not my character. And so I was just doing X, Y, Z. Oh, for real? Really? You was doing what? That type of conversation. And I'm just like, okay, see, that tells me right there, you don't give a care. So why even ask type of stuff. So I dealt with that and I prayed on it and I prayed on it and prayed and prayed. And I'm like, Lord, I know what you have for me is for me. So I'm going to turn it over to you. I have been putting myself in front. Now I'm going to take a step back and let the Lord lead me to do what I need to do, whether it's with this house or with my child or with my family, And so over this year, that has been done, And so this sermon that I listened to this morning, it was so phenomenal. It was so awesome. And the minister said, if you disregard what has been blessed upon you, that's like a slap in God's face. And I said, oh, wait a minute. And I sat up in the bed because it kind of threw me for a loop there. And I said, oh my gosh, she said, if you have prayed for a house, but then house, this and that, and this and that, that's a slap in God's face. And so he can take it, if you want him, he'll take it. So, be mindful of, what you complain about and what, don't worry about what someone else has because, what they have may not be for you and what you have may not be for them. And so that's what I took away from that. And I'm so happy that, it wasn't that it ministered to my soul, but it just was confirmation to my soul. And that's where I'm going with this. I am content and secure with what I have, what I'm doing. This space that you guys are going to see, it may not be what someone else may want, but it's exactly what Boss Lady wanted. And I am so happy. And I did this particular space. Now, mind you, my house is old. I have a whole lot of other rooms to work on. But this particular space, this was like the first space that I said, you know what? I want to do this for my grandmother. My porch that I'm sitting on is my grandmother's favorite place of the house. When they looked for houses to buy, this is what sold her. She said, I don't want to look at nothing else. I want this house. And so growing up as a little girl, Matter of fact, where I'm sitting, my grandmother used to sit here. She used to have two like lazy boy chairs out here. She would sit here and she could sit out in the yard, watch me play, watch me climb my tree, watch the garden grow, all that stuff. She could watch as people would drive by or walk up and all this. She would play her dominoes out here and her cards and be on the phone. And so when we moved here, we actually turned this space into a junk room. And I'm going to show you before pictures of what this area looked like from 97 to 2013. Yes, 2013. And then by 2014, that's when we began the transformation. So, and I just know that she's in heaven right now, just looking like, wow, look what my grandbaby has done for me. And so doing this gave me just pure confidence, because I was like, this is something that we did. I mean, Bossman and I, we did it together. The last few things this year I've done myself, but as far as like the whole clean out and laying of the carpet and putting the furniture out here, Bossman did that. I just told him what my vision was, and he was like, okay, cool, and he ran with it. And then he said, I'll put your vision together, you do the beautification. I said, okay, no problem. So, and that's where, we went with that. And so by doing that, it made me feel so good, even though I still had someone in my life speaking ill and speaking just hell into my life. Excuse my French, but that's exactly what they were doing. I got this and you don't have that. You know what? Exit stage left. Seriously. So I dealt with that insecurity. And, and there's sometimes where I will see a video and I'm like, dang, I wish. And then I think about it and I'm like, nope, because that's not for me. I think about the price tag. I think about, whatever. And I'm like, oh no, I'm secure. I'm content. We did have the opportunity to move into a 5-bedroom. It was 5-bedroom and then 1, 2, 3, 3.5 bathroom house. It had formal living room, formal dining room, and then family room, eating kitchen, big, huge kitchen. We had the opportunity to move into that home, and we could have done it, but we would have been house poor. And if you don't understand what that means that all you're doing is working and just paying for that house. You're not able to travel. You're not able to go to the movies, eat out dinners, nothing, because all you're doing is paying the mortgage on that house. And I said, I don't ever want to live like that. This house mortgage is enough. And I'm just like, oh, Jesus, make a way. Because, yeah, I'm about tired of paying the mortgage on this house. So there was no way I was going to take the mortgage I'm paying now and almost double it. No, because I know what I want. I have prayed for what I want. God has given me the provision and the decision and the resources to do what I want. I'm not going to wreck that. So, and then the same person was like, well, you have the opportunity to have blah, blah, blah. Really? And then I have to give up my fleet of cars because this particular house is in a suburb. They don't allow on-street parking overnight. It was a double car garage, so you get 2 cars in the garage, 2 cars in the driveway. But I told you, I have 7 vehicles. Where are the 3 gonna go? You know what I'm saying? So it's not workable for us. And so once again, what God has for me, it is for me. And I have worked through that insecurity. I have prayed on it. I got confirmation this morning. I'm so excited about it. So what I want to give to my viewers today is, if you're dealing with an insecurity, it don't have to be, someone digging on you because of your house is little and their house is humongous, or, they driving a Benz and you driving a bucket. You know what I'm saying? Or you got a Target special purse and they got a Michael Kors purse, or they got weave down their hair and your hair is up to here. It doesn't have to be all that. But if you have an insecurity in your life right now, hear me. You can do whatever it is God has designed for you. You don't have to do what the next one is doing. If someone can decorate their house just by snapping their fingers, no, money's no object, That's them. Let that be them. If you have to go to the thrift store, yard sale, shop on clearance or whatever, or get it for free, do that. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have that eye for it yet, pray about it. You'll be blessed with it. Don't worry about it. We didn't start yard selling until just a couple years ago. So, and mind you, it's in my blood. And now that I do it, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't know why I ever stopped. But, it took me a minute to just kind of wake up that part of my brain again. So if you're dealing with an insecurity, I don't know, maybe it's a disfigurement. Maybe it's, you want to color a certain way, but you can't color like the next one. Don't worry about it. Pray about it. You know what I'm saying? Because God gonna work it out. Seriously, it's a true blessing to be walking and breathing today. People didn't wake up this morning. Honestly, people are battling things day in, day out. I have family members right now battling cancer and, all kinds of ailments and, family members getting older to the point where they may have to leave their home because their age and their ailments are so much that they can't handle that space. You know what I'm saying? How do you tell a person, you're going to have to downsize. And when I say downsize, you need one level, one room, one this, one that, because you can't have that 3-bedroom house that you got right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it's too much for you. So people are battling things day in, day out, and these people who are being the bullies, they're battling too. And so instead of backbiting at them or, biting back at them, snapping back at them like I tend to want to do, pray about it, because there's something in their life that's not right as well. There's people I know right now, they making, 6 figures and unhappy. And because they don't have $10,000 sitting in their bank account, they start crying. Seriously? Can I get $10? I'm just saying, I'm just saying. But there are people who, they have money, but they're poor in spirit. They don't have no happiness. And they've always been chasing the money. They're steadily chasing, but you're chasing for what? Because you're not happy. You know what I'm saying? So, and then they look at someone who don't have that money that they're bringing in, and how are you so happy? I'm content with what God gave me. I love my house and all its quirks and things. I love that, eventually I'm going to have to get all these windows out here replaced. When God says it's time and the money is there, it will get done. You know what I'm saying? Until then, we're going to make sure those windows don't break, don't fall out this house, and we're going to move forward. You know what I'm saying? I like to travel, and the Lord knows I like to travel, and He made a way this year for me to travel, not once, not twice, but 3 times in the name of Jesus. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like people do things that they want to do when they want to do it. And so, sorry for the mowing of the lawn. I have to wrap this up. But I just want to, encourage those out there who are dealing with insecurities, and that's not to say that one particular insecurity that I have dealt with and overcome, that I don't have others. Yes, I do, but one at a time. You deal with things one at a time. And as you deal with them, then you will overcome them, and then you'll flourish in life. So, that's my Talk About It Tuesday, guys. I'm going to cut it short because they cut the grass. And I will just see everybody in a new video. Bye!